Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Scorpio, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Scorpio, I hope that you are well. I just wanted to show you this beautiful crystal that I have on my desk for this series of readings. This is a ruby tower that is semi-polished, but it has these beautiful druzy pockets, these raw spaces, and the color is just absolutely magnificent. This is one of my favorite colors, if not my favorite color. And I just wanted these readings to be kind of, I told the other water signs that I just wanted them to be yummy readings, that I wanted them to be a little sultry and kind of yummy. So I don't know what that means, but that's the vibe. So for your reading today, I'm going to be using the Elemental Oracle for the overall energy, and for the tarot, the Light Seers Tarot. So for Scorpio Collective, please, overall energy for Scorpio. Okay, you got number 12, which is the Hanged Man energy, Pisces and Virgo energy. The word at the bottom is outer core, and the word above it is fluidity. Fluidity. Why was that so difficult for me to say? She is not naked. Fluidity. Outer core. So beautiful energy for a water sign, but talking about, well, one going with the flow. But it's interesting though, because the Hanged Man energy is anything but going with the flow. It's kind of taking ourselves out of the flow state, out of the situation completely. Hangman is all about kind of putting ourselves up in the tree of knowledge to get a perspective and a handle on things. And in a sense, it's a kind of sacrifice when we talk about the Hanged Man energy. So kind of a strange dichotomy here, but maybe that's what's kind of, now I see these waves kind of thrashing and pulling back and forth and fighting with each other, these ocean waves. So it's almost as if, you know, when we see the crashing waves kind of running into one another and then they become one. So it's almost like it needs that kind of crash to then flow into a unified state. Not sure what that means, but it's almost like there needs to be some kind of confrontation, things to come to a head, things to hit that like breaking point before you can have that respite, that flow state. So we'll see what that's about for Scorpio. 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier, past, present, and future, and advice from Spirit. Yep. One extra card came out. I'm going to show it to you right now. 6 of Swords in reverse. Interesting. Spirit doesn't make a mistake when these cards come out, because the 6 of Swords, it's air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, This card specifically talks about moving on from choppy waters to calm waters. That's the kind of standard definition of the Six of Swords, but what it's more telling me is looking at the choppy waters and the calm waters and the place where those two kind of melt into one another. That there's almost like this nexus point that you're kind of perhaps stuck at right now. And because you're stuck in that, you're neither in the calm nor the choppy, you're in both. You're neither out of the calm or the choppy, you're in both. So because you're in both, it's almost like this poor boat is being tussled around. The boat of your life is being tussled around, and you're being, I feel as though your energy is being pulled in so many different directions. And what I wanted to say was, are you allowing that to happen in terms of, you know, are you letting these outside figures kind of tug on that boat? The vehicle or the impetus to move forward, move out of stagnancy. Because this is a stagnant energy. That's the extra card that came out. In the past energy, Ace of Cups in the reverse. And the Death card in reverse. This is Scorpio energy. Scorpio, you showed up in your own reading in reverse, number 13. Death and rebirth. It's the sense in Major Arcana that Spirit is assisting us in having a new beginning, that we're shedding an old skin, that we're having insight and epiphany, and shedding that old skin and kind of rejuvenating ourselves. At least that's been the goal. With the Ace of Cups in the reverse, it's almost as if you haven't been able to have this brand new beginning because you're still trying to close out an old cycle of who you are. It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult to be how do I want to say this? The word that wanted to come out was tasked. It's as if the universe was tasking you as a part of your birthright or your life's blueprint as a Scorpio. It almost is inevitable that you understand the death and rebirth process of the self. Like, maybe other people can slide by, but you can't. And what does that look like? It looks like tough lessons. It looks like experiences that really test our mettle. I almost feel as if being able to accept this cup of love from Spirit is the hardest test that you will undergo. Because I think it has been really difficult for you to do this. And it's a cup of love for the self. It's self-love. It's almost like Spirit has the cup, the heart that belongs inside your chest. And they want, it's like it's been taken away from you and they want to give it back. But they can't give it back until you're in a space to receive, to feel as though you deserve it. I mean, it doesn't get any more vulnerable than that as a concept. It's like everything is out there at this point. Yeah, look, see. You know, I was talking about life's blueprint like it was like your birthright or your destiny as a Scorpio specifically to go through these hurdles. Because I just saw a horse jumping over the hurdles in a competition. Because with the Judgment card, number 20 in reverse, the Judgment card is about answering the call of spirit. It's about answering that call of your destiny, and it's in reverse. It's difficult. It's not to say that you haven't accomplished spectacular feats in your life, because of course that's true. But it's almost like the hardest one, the most difficult task, test, hurdle is drinking from this cup of love for yourself. Of course it is. I think that, I mean, arguably that could be the hardest hurdle for anybody, but especially for you. In the present energy, 2 of Swords in the reverse, 10 of Cups in reverse. So getting out of this place of confusion, the 2 of Swords is all about not being able to see things clearly, and there's a lot of chatter, and just wanting to clear all that chatter away so that you can understand what it is that's going to make you happy. What state of being that do you have to be in to experience this 10 of Cups, this blissful state? And I don't think that you've necessarily mastered this at this time, but I think that you are starting to shoo away all those voices in your head that never did anything positive for you. So if it's programming is the word I just wanted to say. Programming from your family, from society, about your identity and what your worth is, your self-worth, your value. You're coming to this place now where you're just saying, you know what? I'm going to clip the strings. I'm going to clip those cords that have held me back. Because I'm recognizing now that that was just other people's perception and insecurity, and that they were projecting onto me. And I don't have to accept that anymore, because I'm trying to define for myself what it is that makes me happy. Right? It's not like social media saying, oh, I have to be a part of this new fad, or lose this amount of weight, or look this certain way, or do this certain thing, make this certain amount of money. I can figure that out for myself. Can I have a clarifier on the 2 of Swords in reverse? What? Yeah, see? You're resilient. 9 of Wands, Page of Swords. You're resilient. You've survived thus far, and now you're standing tall and thriving. You know who you are. Look at her expression. She's almost looking down. Like she's standing really, really tall. She looks unafraid. She's protective of what she's learned, but she looks unafraid. They call that the Wounded Warrior card. And with the Page of Swords, now there's space. Instead of being connected to this mess, it's like now you're holding on to new ideas, epiphanies, things that are burgeoning, things that are emerging from what you are exploring on your own. This is a card of curiosity. In the future potential, Justice card in the reverse. Number 11 in the major arcana, representing Libra energy. The Justice card usually talks about karmic balance. Can talk about legal matters as well. When the card is in reverse, there is still some equilibrium that needs to come into play. But I see that you are in a good position to make that happen. King of Pentacles in the upright. You have your finances in order, or your stability is pretty sound. Something that you've worked hard for. By the time we reach the king status, we're pretty established. We're pretty set in a kind of stability, and that could look different for everybody. But with the Justice card in reverse, it's almost like I feel like somebody's kind of trying to question that stability, or come after that stability, or poke at it, or want a piece of it. Right? And that could be drawing back to this energy where there's vulnerability, that you feel like everything is out on display. I have a clarifier for the Justice card. Yeah, look at this. 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords is the card of disappointment, of backstabbing, of just being like leveled. I call this a leveling card. But in this particular 10 of Swords, it's a very particular depiction of the card. Because usually the card is like a person with like 10 swords in their back, and it's pretty gruesome. This one, it's like a new day is dawning. There's optimism in this card. And notice, there are no strings attached anymore. It's almost like all of these worrying thoughts, you're allowing them to fly away from you because they don't serve you, and unburdening yourself of those thoughts so that you can walk freely into the light, that you can walk freely into clarity. And it's a release. When the 10s are in the upright, we're going to cycle through them. So you're cycling through this aspect now. It's tough though, right? I asked for a clarifier of the Justice in reverse. Like, why haven't you reached that place of equilibrium? Because you're still in the process, or will be in your future potential, of letting go. Right? But then, advice from Spirit. 9 of Cups. It's almost like you step over this horizon, right? And then you see the sun and all of this wish fulfillment and abundance and wealth and freedom. This absolute, look at how, because I'm looking at like body shape and expression in the physicality of these depictions, and look at how vulnerable and open and excited and carefree and spontaneous this energy is. Nothing is blocked here. It's almost like the heart chakra, the solar plexus is completely open to receive, right? Receive this. This could be your 10th cup, right? When you saw that 10 of Cups showed up in reverse, 1 plus 9 is 10. This is like the last step in gratitude. This is abundance and joy and love. There's one missing piece, and it's the love for self right here. King of Wands in the reverse, clarifying it. Self-confidence, standing tall and proud of who you are. Let me get one more card to clarify that. King of Wands in reverse. What can we do the Hierophant in reverse. Call upon the higher aspects, your higher self, your soul space, whatever it is that you look up to. Look at that joyousness in his expression. The Hierophant is all about a connection with spirit, from the material world to the spiritual world. It's the thing that could be lacking right now, like a belief that spirit has your back, a belief that they're bringing this to you, right? It's in reverse, so, you know, maybe it's scary. Look at all those steps. I'm gonna bring up one of my favorite movies again. I don't know why this movie always comes up in my tarot readings, but it does, because it's just so chock full of awesome. But Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, spectacular entertainment. Indy has to go through 3 trials to save his father's life. And one of them is taking a leap of faith. There's this chasm. It's almost like this, right? There's this chasm, this impossible chasm that he has to cross. It's the final step. Well, it's the second to final step. And he realizes, it dawns on him that it's a leap of faith. But he makes that step, and the bridge appears before him as if by magic. The bridge appears before him, and that's what Spirit is showing me right now. It's up to you. It's up to you to really, truly believe. Number 1, that Spirit is there for you. And number 2, that you are worthy. That's your reading, Scorpio. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Scorpio.